Hi everyone, good morning. It's been a while since I posted my last video. My cousin reminded me. He was like, you haven't posted a video in a while. So I was like, yes, I know, I gotta do that. So here I am. Good morning from Sarasota. So today I'm going to talk about how I love to make friends. Okay, I've always had a lot of friends, made a lot of friends, know a lot of people. I have a good set of friends, good tribe behind me. I've always had them for years and years and years. I have a friend who I've known since I was 7 years old. I have very close friends who I've known since I think 5, 6 years old, and we've all stayed close. I've stayed close with them. They've stayed close with me. I have friends all over the world that I have met, that have moved abroad, moved somewhere else, and I've still stayed in touch with them. Along with that, I also believe that wherever you live, you should make friends with your neighbors. I don't know if you agree. My husband is just the opposite of me. The less people he knows, the better it is. I, on the other hand, the more people I know, the better it is. So now that we've moved to Sarasota, so like I said, I'm going back a little bit. I'm stepping back a little bit. Wherever I've gone, wherever I have traveled, wherever I have lived, I have introduced myself, knocked on doors. I've had people think I was a swinger with my husband because I've knocked on couples' doors saying, hey, you want to come over? No, true story. And, but I'm not, but true story. And I've had people, think that I'm psycho because I've knocked on their door. I'm giving them food. I'm, sending them stuff, gifts, whatever. Long story short, like I always say, now that I've moved to Sarasota, I did that in Miami as well, but now that I correct myself. I did do that in Miami, but I didn't do it in the last home that we lived in the condo building. But I did speak to a lot of people in the condo building, and I made friends with the lady that runs the reception area and all of that, who I'm in touch with till today. So now that I've moved to Sarasota, I did the same thing. I live in a golf community, and I went and knocked on all my neighbors' doors, and I said hello to everybody and said, hey, here I am. My name is Nanora. I'm from Dubai, born and raised, but I've lived all over the world, blah, 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 blah. There's a very sweet gentleman that lives just around the corner from me. His name is Mr. Tim. He is a Brit. He's been in the United States for the last 40 years. His garage door is always open. And when I first moved here a month ago, I would always see his garage door open. But, some people are funny, when you go and say hi to them or, all of that. But every day on my walk, I walk every day, and every day on my walk, I'd say, hi, good morning, good morning. So one of the neighbors that I was talking to said to me, she said, he's a really nice gentleman. I think you should go and say hi to him. So I said, okay. So one day I saw his garage door open, and I went up to him. I said, hi, my name is Nanora. People call me Nino. Nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. We got around to talking. I found out that his father was in the army and brought him here to the United States. He was married, he's divorced. His wife lives just a couple of streets down the road. I didn't ask him if he had kids, but he said his wife and he had divorced. And he's been living here, for a long time, 40 years. And he sits and he keeps his garage door every day open, like the dawn of, I think, 6 or 6:30. Whenever he wakes up, he keeps it open. And he works out of his garage. So he is in his, like I said, maybe in his early 90s, I'm thinking. I've never asked his age. But I'm thinking he's in his early 90s. And we spoke, we met at a community party. And he said to me, I love shepherd's pie. My mother made shepherd's pie for me a long time ago, and my mother, of course, is long gone, and I would love to have some shepherd's pie. And I was chatting the conversation came up because he asked me what I like to do, and I told him I'm a realtor, but I love to cook. I cook for my family. My kids are not here, and my husband and me, I love to cook, but the food is always getting wasted. Anyway, long story short, he said, I would love to have some shepherd's pie. So I was like, I got you. So I ended up making him a big thing of shepherd's pie. And I took it over a couple of days ago, and I gave it to him, and I said, Mr. Tim, it's not your mother's shepherd's pie, I'm pretty sure, but here's some shepherd's pie. He was so appreciative. I cannot begin to tell you how appreciative he was. So what he did was he made me something, which I have to show y'all. He made me this bowl, this wooden bowl. You see this wooden bowl? He made it for me. He loves to work with his hands and wood. And you know what this reads underneath? With his own handwriting. And he apologized to me and he said, I'm sorry, my handwriting is not great. But it reads, 2025 Tasty Grub Award. Grub as in food. Because in the UK, the Brits call it grub. And we call it, in America, people call it food. So he actually made this for me. And it says, 2025 Tasty Grub Award. How adorable and cute is that? How cute is that? It made my day. I always say, I'm a giver, I'm not a taker. I've always said that. I will go down to my grave saying that. But when I get something like this, like handmade stuff, I love it. Another friend of mine, a very sweet lady, her name is Beth. So Beth, if you're watching YouTube and watching my video, I want to give you a shout out because this is what Beth sent me as a housewarming gift for my house. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't think y'all can see it, but let me see if I can show it in the light. Oh, there we go. This is what Beth sent me as a housewarming gift. It's basically a cutting board that has the crucifix on it. How cute and adorable is this one? Now that is, I mean, maybe she knows I have a love for crosses. Maybe she knows I have a collection of crosses. Maybe she doesn't. I don't know. But just the thoughtfulness behind these gifts is something that is priceless. I truly think it's priceless. So I wanted to share with you guys that, you know, sometimes we can do things and not think about it, not think of if that person appreciates it, doesn't appreciate it. But sometimes these little things go such a long way. You know, they brighten up people's days and they brighten up people's moments. And I'm going back to Mr. Tim. I must have brightened up his day because ever since that day that I gave him the food last week, he only smiles at me and he'll call me, he'll talk to me, we have a full-on conversation. So I told him I have some food for him. So here you go. I've got two boxes again for him. Something that I made. I made sausage pasta and I made a Trader Joe's concoction kind of a thing. I made like a lobster sauce with langoustine and mushrooms and peas. So I told him I was going to come drop it off. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So thank you for listening to me and have a good day. Have a blessed day. And until my next video, don't forget to like, share, and follow. Have a good day. Bye.